Hello everybody, I am Brantman19 and welcome to episode 13 of our Ethiopian Union campaign in Supreme Ruler 2020. We are at war with Eritrea. Yes, we are getting our revenge on Eritrea for their independence and all their attacks on our borders, so it's time to reclaim the old land. And for those of you who don't know, this is actually there was a time, when Eritrea and Ethiopia were one nation after the Italians kind of invaded this portion of Ethiopia back in, it may not have been Ethiopia at the time, I'm not sure, but it was, anyways, they invaded back in or colonized back in the late 1800s. Then they fought a war and lost to Ethiopia. And then at the beginning of, it was really just like this region here, but at the beginning of, right before World War II, Italy decided they were going to invade Ethiopia, and it happened. They actually came in, invaded, won, and this became part of Italian, East Africa. So during the war, the Ethiopians, still trying to be independent, and had the British and the French come in, and they were helping, each other. And probably within about a year or two after the start of World War II, they came through and really won their freedom back. And at the end of the war, they said, well, what do we do with this piece here? And they first made it become part of British Somaliland, which was down here. And then they said at the end of that, they're like, you know what, let's just give it to the Ethiopians, or let's have a federation where the Eritreans are, their own little group, but the Ethiopians still have like claims to the land. It was really, really weird. It was one of those deals where it was like, is this really good for the people there? And obviously everybody was like, oh yeah, of course, but of course they never did ask the people there if that was good. Then in like the 60s, Haile Selassie, who was the king of Ethiopia, he decided that he was going to, he was like, this isn't working. We want to actually own the land, so he just annexed it. This is our land. Eritrea is ours. And then for about 30 years, rebels in this region up here were just attacking all over the place. And, Ethiopians could put them down for a little while, and then they'd pop back up. So probably, it was maybe in the early 80s. I don't remember exactly, but that's when a very communist is probably the best term for what they were. A very communist government, took up power and wrestled it from Selassie and all that, and the communists took over, and they were called the Derg, and they began some stuff with the help of the Soviet Union and with Cuba, and they had like 8 or 9 failed attacks. Really, I mean, it was just failure after failure after failure to crush them. So the Soviet Union said, oh, they're breaking up at the end, in the late 80s and start of the 90s. They started to break up and become, what we call Russia now. They were getting rid of communism. And the Cubans pulled out, and at the same time, the Ethiopian people were like, no, we can't stand, this Derg is not good. It's bad. We're not friends with anybody anymore. So when that happened, they kind of had the last little show out in the war, and that was it. They, they gave Eritrea independence. That would have been the end of it, but Eritrea kept saying, "Oh, there's certain area." Ethiopia was saying, "Well, this is actually, there was like a referendum here that gave them independence," and they were like, "Well, this is actually, Ethiopia's like, this is our land here or over here, and this is our land over here," and little bitty fights were taking place, and in the late 2000, late 90s, early 2000, there was a war fought. The Eritrean-Ethiopian War, and Ethiopia gained some land, but there's always little fights going on between the two. Eritrea is very poor, no kind of industry for the most part. For the most part, there's no industry there. It's just an overall bad place to live. Ethiopia is a utopia by comparison. So if that puts that in, I mean, Eritrea will just tick off their neighbors for no reason. They decided they were going to attack Djibouti back in 2008. Like, why? Why would you want to do that? Why would you come over here and attack Djibouti, and especially when they're so much stronger than you? But I mean, it's pretty bad if you're a male in Eritrea nowadays, you have been conscripted in the army at some point against your will. Like, they will come find you. There are people in Eritrea that, you know, now they see what they have. They're running, you know, they're running for the border, and they're, you know, legally crossing into Ethiopia. And Ethiopia is kind of like, do we keep them? Do we, you know, what do we do with these people? And they really don't know. Let's go ahead and move these guys off. They're getting on my nerves. Yeah, it's just, it's a really weird situation there. Personally, I'm in favor of Ethiopia retaking the land. That's just me. At least getting a Seb down here, because Ethiopia used to have a pretty, it wasn't an amazing navy. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here saying, you know, it was a navy that would contend with everybody in the world. No, it was not like that. It was a really small navy, but it was a navy. I mean, they were much, you know, it's much easier when you can get your products through a port to sell them than it is if you have to go through another nation to do it. I mean, I guess they, you know, if at any time Djibouti or Somalia or Eritrea or Sudan said, you know, we're not gonna allow you to do that, they could wither at the vine. So I'm just a big fan of them getting their own port. Which, you know, Djibouti's been very good to them. Built a railroad, helping them out. Kenya, you know, Kenya's working on one with them too. So I mean, things are going nice for them. And I'm looking here, Tanzania and Somalia have invaded Kenya. Kenya's not in the UN. Neither there's Tanzania or Somalia. Really, there's a bunch of people not in the UN. All right, I think that's enough of that talk, right? These guys are good. We're kind of waiting right now. There's no reason to jump to anything because we've got several people hurt. Gotta get them all repaired, ready to go. Some of these guys here are almost ready. A lot of engineers will come take here, and then we'll probably start pushing from this direction. Take Nakfa. Take a Kordat, take Karen, we take those, and we come in here and take this area. Hopefully we'll catch a few of them off guard, and we'll take the, you know, take it for ourselves. At the very least, we'll come around and take the whole thing, so that's no big deal. Here we go here. I'm gonna move him back. I'm gonna move him back as well. I just don't want to have any question if I have somebody sitting there or not, ready to go. Let's take a look with our other espionage. The one guy left over, he can come look on this side for me and see everything here, and we'll see what all they've got rolling for him. Actually, I should probably put him... Oh, we're under attack by somebody. It is Chad. Chad on our eastern border. I think we've got... Yeah, we've got some garrison there. We'll be fine. We'll come back from here to there when we're ready. Let's look at this guy. So there's nothing in a Kordat. I guarantee you there's something in Karen, but we're going to come up here and look at Nakfa. Quite a few guys just got done repairing. Let's see what's in Nakfa first. Because what I might do is come out here, hit these. Yep, nothing there. Alright, come out over here now. Asawa, we need to check this area and then we'll be good to go. Are these people waiting, like, pending deploy? No. Not really. Our Air Force is getting a little bit better. This area is fine. They might push out some here, but we're not really caring about that. We really shouldn't, at least. Okay. We're actually pushing out on our own. Might be one of those deals where it'd be better for me to do a preemptive strike just to come hit this. I bet you right here. grab that area, and then they won't, they can't push on us anywhere. They could come around if they wanted, but they won't get close. Okay, he's pending deploy. He's got a little bit more to go to repair. A little bit more, a little bit more. Yeah, I think we're good to go with what we got. Everybody here. And you can come up here too. And then we'll all fall down through here, take these little areas, push in from over here, and then we'll be good to go and move on Chad. That darn place that's named like a person. I'm a little worried about Nigeria, even though we get good, really awesome oil reserves there. A little worried about it though. Still at 2.7% unemployment, inflation at 14.8%. People are pretty happy. Of course, we have a labor shortage. I'm really not digging that at all. Come on, guys. Let's take over Port Sudan, then we're going to go for the rest of it. There it is. They only had 2 garrisons sitting there. Everybody's in place, I believe. Quickly taking over the area, as I can see. How far are we on that? Oh, the IOF-2 is done. We might actually be building that now. Or not. Nope, it's worse than the engineer group. Okay. Everybody go straight to this border, please. We need to get them as far as we can up here. We need as much of this border as we can get. The supply should catch up. Just a little bit more. I want the whole road. There we go. Okay. Oh, and he's gonna kind of go around it. Just kind of making sure Egypt doesn't get all of it. Let's take a look here. Do we have... Oh, we... Bring this guy right here to entrench. Bring this guy all the way up here to think about helping him out. Send this guy down here just a little bit. There you go. Reopen that road just a tiny bit. Yeah, it's starting to fall in on itself now, especially from the south. Send that C-130 up here to help him. That's what he's used for, right? Resupplying. Well, he doesn't give a lot of supply, that's for sure. Alright, let's get this guy kinda want him to roll across. If he can grab this land, stop Egypt from growing. Yep, there he goes. He did a good job. Come all the way down here and entrench. Let's send this guy. We'll see what happens. He might actually fix himself while we get everybody back. This guy can come over here. He's about to cut through. He'll reach, I think, supply lines very shortly. Let's see if we can help these guys out. There they go. Okay, everybody's in. Got great supply running through here. I think we're good to chill out there. Let's come all the way down here. Let's begin our eastern attack here on, really Karen is our first objective. We'll take these, I'm sure. I'm gonna send this guy, though, out here. Maybe some of these guys will move out to attack us, too, so that way we can get them trapped. Up here they come. Push on. Yep. Not smart to attack us like that. Let's go ahead and send our men over here. Let's see if we can get the area. They're not really standing too much of a chance now, are they? Going after Karen. We'll take this guy here. Hold that for just a little while. Make sure the supply keeps it. Our own supply having a hard time getting here. There it goes. Come on down. I think you'll be fine. Knocked out 3 garrisons already. Or 2 of them. We're working on 1 more. Alright, there we go. Now we've knocked out 3. Okay, working on the 4th. I'm gonna just get him to sit here for just a second. I'll pull him over towards this direction. We'll clear this whole area. Okay, pushing back that artillery. Go over here. This will knock out this area, and then we'll begin. And make sure we officially knock it out. Yep, there we go. Bring the men back. Push in. They must have put out a new garrison. Go ahead and take it, guys. 2 new garrisons. That's weird. Okay. Looks like this is going to start falling in, actually. Supplies built up. Did get a unit design completed. That's the heavy supply truck. Now we're just working on the M56 Scorpion and a Centurion Mark III tank. I don't know if that'll be better than what I got from the Russians or not. Come on, let's get in here and take out this garrison. He's the last one. Do need to go ahead and pay off one of my loans because we took over Sedan. I like to knock out one at a time here. Okay, we're in Karen. We're letting the area kind of build up again. We don't have to do this, but I will. In fact, I might pull ourselves back just a little bit. I don't want to get Karen knocked out. That area should falter, which it is. It looks by the looks of it. Which is this is where those rebels were at. I was talking about when they were attacking and trying to make Eritrea free. That's where they were attacking from. Any more men popping up in wonderful spots for me to use? Do not believe so. Couple tanks and all out here, though. Send all of them over here, and then we can send them around. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. That's good. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Artillery there, but that's not going to help. Okay. It's like that comes so close, it's going to actually probably tick them off a little bit. Alright. I think we're about ready to try this again, but I want to get everybody in position. Want you to go... Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Push right through. You come up to here, and you help push on this flank. We'll see if maybe we can divide their forces into which way they're shooting at us. We do have a lot of garrison, a lot of militia on this flank to take care of, which means it may not happen. Lots of shots firing over there. Let's get them in there. Maybe we can try to knock out a few more garrison slots. That's all I'm after. Just knock out a few garrisons. They won't build back completely unless you give them like years to do so, which I don't plan on giving them years to do anything. Oh, they're putting a BTR 60 on the slot. And they put him down here. Okay. These tanks seem to be trying. Another garrison gone up here. Ooh, yeah, let's knock out that howitzer. There it goes. Oh, we're going to knock out the other one. Oh, I've got these guys now. They've been sitting here long enough that all they can do is focus on the units they got in front of them. I'd love that to happen down here, too. He just made his AA fall back. We got militia in front of us there. I could always move artillery up. I just don't like using it. It kills the population. Just firing indiscriminately. And I kind of feel like it makes everybody even more mad when they see these casualties mount reports. Let me see if I can find one. Yeah, see where it says casualties mount on September 30th? Eritrea has released a new casualty list. 1,102 soldiers have been killed or wounded in recent fighting. And it was like critical shortages is going on there, which is good. That means they're going to fall quicker. If you look at us, though, casualties mount 1,176, 1,119 every day. It's like we're losing a ton of men. So, just little things you deal with when you're trying to take stuff. But I'm going to have to end this one right here. We are getting close. Really, I mean, we're over on time, actually. But definitely appreciate you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you guys in the next episode.